Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality, and today I wanted to show you my newest journal that I've finished. This is the Halloween Treats book. This was a book that was given to me by my mother-in-law. She was a school teacher, and this was a discard from her school library. And so I was happy to take it off her hands, of course. I love the front image. When it came to me, it had the plastic wrapper and the outside pocket, or the outside cover, paper cover on it. And I was excited when I opened it up and realized that that image was on the front of the book. So I think this makes a perfect journal cover. So I used the cover of the book plus some of the pages. There weren't a lot of illustrations in the book, but the ones that are in there are awesome. This book was a custom order. It's already been sold, unfortunately. Fortunately for the one that bought it, thank you for the subscriber that purchased this one already. But I wish there were many more of these books because I would have gladly made more journals out of them. So anyway, if you want to see how I filled this book and decorated it on the inside, I'll have the video link down below for that. But for today, I wanted to just do a quick flip through and show you how it all turned out in the end. So yeah, this book is 2 signatures. It has a really fun tassel, and I have these really fun jack-o'-lantern bells. So I attached one of those there. I used this fabric, the cat fabric that I found at the Goodwill bins. I added some ribbon, grosgrain ribbon down here, and then this black velvet ribbon on the side, and then a wood jack-o'-lantern cutout that is from the Dollar Tree. And then it is tied up with this vintage trick-or-treat ribbon. This is that kind of ribbon it's kind of stiff, but I love finding this. It always has really fun patterns whenever I found it. I have a green gingham one that's really pretty. But anyway, that is, the ties are attached on the inside. And then you open it up here. I used some, I think this is Echo Park or Photo Play paper in here. So that, yeah. I have lots of vintage items, vintage book pages. This is a little tag. I just altered it. This was from my friend Jacqueline at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. She sells a lot of ephemera and dyed papers and things. So yeah, this was from, and then I just stamped it and added ribbon on top. I used the actual library pocket that was in the book, and I embellished it a little bit there. And then over here is a pocket. I stamped this card. This is also from Jacqueline. And here's a vintage flashcard. Over here, I made this little pocket that has a little flap, and then sewed one of the cards. Oh, this was Photo Play. I remember now. The paper that I used is all Photo Play. I found these really cute vintage die cuts. They're Halloween. They have little slits in them, so I'm not sure what they were for, but they came like a bunch on a sheet, and then you just punched them out. So I think there's maybe 2 or 3 in here. There's a skeleton, a scarecrow, and you'll see. Well, I'll show you. Then there's a vintage Quizmo card in here, and I cut out a fabric jack-o'-lantern on there. This was one of the pages from the book, so really awesome illustrations. I did some spray, or actually distress ink dyeing of paper, so that's how that came to be, and then some washi tape there. This is a lunch sack, and there's just a little card in there. This is a vintage Pog, Halloween Pog there, and some sheet music. I had a Halloween coloring book, so I added a page of that in there. And this is a vintage treat bag. This was a tag that I made. I had it in my stash of Halloween stuff, so thought that was fun. I added that in there. Here's a vintage book page from, it's actually a music book, but that image is just, I think, so awesome. Here's a napkin. This is from a Casper the Friendly, I think it's Casper the Friendly Ghost. Is that what that is? I can't remember. I'll have to look. And here's more paper from Jacqueline. Here is the skeleton I was telling you about, so that's pretty cool. There are, sorry, not in frame there. There are 3 altered paper clips in this book. There's an old playing card. I don't know how old that is, but it is really old. Then I have this page. It's from a Halloween cookbook, an activity book. This is from a kid's cookbook. And this one is from an old Wilton's catalog. I found in my stash this handmade paper, so I just used a swatch of that in here as a flap. And then I had these cute little cat die cuts from my scrapbooking days. I don't know where that came from. I also made an altered playing card, so that video will be coming out, I think, later this week. But I have shown a little short on my Instagram and YouTube shorts, so if you want to see a quick version, very, very quick, then you can check that out. And then here's another of the cookbook page. It's pretty cool. I love this book. These images are just awesome. There's the other side of that music sheet. Over here is a black envelope that I just sewed onto the page. It opens up and there is a card. Halloween card from the paper collection. The stickers are from the collection as well. This was the ledger paper. It had the holes, so I just attached some twine there. Added a sticker and some stamps. Over here I sewed pom-pom trim. And then this is the other side of the lunch sack. So I just made this a little tuck spot and I stuck in a Monopoly card there. I also had some fun Halloween stickers, I think, that were from the Dollar Tree that I used throughout. Here is another awesome page from the book. And I sewed 2 sides together and made this a little side tuck because I used one of the other illustrations from the book. Really cool. Oop, get that out of the way. Okay, then here's another flappy page with a pocket. So I just added another one of those old cards and some tickets. And then this was a bingo card game that I had found at one point. Over here, there is a canasta score sheet and this fun, it was a banner piece, but fun little jack-o'-lantern banner. My pocket, I used some of the paper and then a cut apart to sew together and make the pocket down there. And then over here is the start of the second signature, and I have a pocket. Then I have this really fun little paper and an old ticket. I think it's maybe a game ticket or something, like to a stadium. That's what it looks like. Football stadium, I don't know. And then I had this really fun, it's pretty wide, but I love it. It's this ruffly trim. So I sewed that over there. And then in this pocket, or belly band, I have an altered paint chip card. I have a Sherwin-Williams book, one of the big contractor books, because if you didn't know, my degree that I have is in design, and so I worked for an interior designer for several years, like 20 years, and then when we moved here to Ohio, I kind of retired. So I'm not retirement age, but I retired from that field. Anyway, so now I'm just working on my journals and crafting and things like that. So anyway, fun facts for what is this, Monday morning? Okay, here's another vintage Halloween book. I don't remember which book that was. And then here is the last die cut of the vampire. Very cool. And then I found a whole set of these black cards. I had never seen black playing cards. I don't know why. I mean, they have all kinds of playing cards in this world, and I have lots of them, but never a black one. It's either red or blue normally of these kinds. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know why that excites me, but anyway, it does. And it goes perfectly with this book. Okay, on this side, I have a little money from some game that I don't know what. And then here is a quarter little sleeve and another playing card money. And I will be doing my 10 top fall, or not top, but 10 different fall embellishments video to be coming soon, and I'm going to do an alteration of this, so not for Halloween but for fall, obviously, and so that will be in that video, so be on the lookout. It will take me a little bit to film and edit that video, because I'd hardly ever do like a compilation video like that, but I think it'll be fun. Anyway, moving on. Here is another page from a Halloween book. So cute. I love the illustrations. And then here is another coloring book page. I did have some spider web washi tape that I used, and then I had this fun glitter. It doesn't come off, but it is a spider web tool from the Dollar Tree. And then a vintage napkin. Here's a little pocket, or not pocket, but envelope. Envelope that was also dyed, and I purchased from Jacqueline over at Lovely's Crafting Lodge. And there's a couple different little playing card pieces in there. I just sewed that onto the page. So this is actually a pocket up here too. All right. More pages there. Oh, here is the altered playing card that I made. So if you want to learn how to make this, it's really pretty easy. It's a little pocket here, and then I made it a tuck spot on the page. So yeah. That is coming soon. I had this really cool bag. I don't know where I got it from, but I think you could buy them on Amazon. And then there's a bingo card in there. And I added a little witch hat sticker. And then here's another Halloween book page. And this has a vintage pog. Or not pog, but milk cap. And then here's the other side of that page, little bag, and I made it a pocket. So there's a Yahtzee score sheet. Oh, gotta open it up here. Over here, I have another flash card and or playing card and a little, this is just a little ephemera piece there. Some more playing money. And then this is a CD sleeve, and I just sewed it on like the envelope. And inside here I added one of the cut aparts. I had some scrap fabric, so I just attached that with this couple staples there. And here are all the other sides to my papers. It's another fun book page there. Oops. Okay. I have some crocheted lace on the side there that's really pretty. And then another vintage Halloween book page. In this little tuck spot, I have another one of those tickets, and then this is a library card, Dewey Decimal card. And then back here I have another Monopoly card and this little die cut piece that was in my scrapbooking Halloween stash from years before. And then in the back cover pocket, I have another cut apart and one of these coin wrappers. So that is it, guys. Here's the back again. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed seeing this, and then it give you, oh, where'd that come from? It scooted on over here. Anyway, if you enjoyed seeing this book, hopefully it gives you inspiration for your Halloween journals, or just gives you ideas in general for junk journals. If you want to see how I made the altered card, the link for that will be down below. And that in the future, it will be the long form, but right now I just have the shorts. And then if you want to follow me over on Instagram, you'll get all the sneak peeks of things that I'm working on. And yeah, anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Leave me a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. This is Kim with Creative Crafticality. Bye. God bless.